Hello everyone and welcome back to Full House Sports here with myself, Charlie. Now, I have been ranting and raving to anyone who will listen about how this weekend is my version of a sporting Christmas. So much going on. So much. And one thing that I think is going under the radar, because there is so much going on, is in boxing that not only have we got Crocodile, not only have we got Canelo Crawford, we've also got the not so small batter of Japanese pound for pound star Naoya Inoue facing off against Murojdon Akhmadaliev in Las Vegas on Sunday. And I mean, what a fight. What a fight. What more could you say? Inoue is probably, do you know what? Yeah, my favourite fighter in boxing. I think he's most boxing fans' favourite fighters because he's the perfect combination. He's the perfect combination of a boxer in terms of he can figure guys out. We've seen him do that, make adjustments, and also he's got the power to be a puncher. And he's not afraid to take anyone on. He's took on all comers at most of the weights that he has been at in terms of, he's never really avoided anyone, which is, in the modern era of boxing, rare. But this weekend, I think he's facing the toughest test of them all. He's up against an Uzbek-style boxer who has got a fantastic amateur pedigree. And bar his one loss, which was a split decision to Marlon Tapales, Akhmadaliev has shown exactly why he's such a well-drilled amateur. We've seen that Uzbek style in recent years with Madramov up at Super Welter, which, by the way, is crazy to think he was Crawford's last fight. It feels like many moons ago. Maybe I'm imagining that, but it does feel like ages ago. You've got Bakhdir Jalolov as well, who is up at heavyweight. You've got those two as well, are prime examples, and Akhmadaliev as well, of the Uzbek amateur system. We've seen sort of in recent times the Uzbek amateur system come to the forefront more. So I think under the Soviet system, it's been a belief, or it's been a wide held sort of conspiracy or fact, I guess, that during the Soviet era, it was often the Russian and Ukrainian boxers who were favoured. And now we've seen the emergence of the Uzbek and Kazakh systems of amateur boxing. And it's all for the good of the sport. They are fantastically well drilled in terms of their footwork. If you get the chance to go on Instagram or YouTube, type in the Uzbek footwork drills. It's incredible. The sort of ladders, they've got the tape ladders on the floor that they use for the in and out, that pendulum sort of step that is typical of the Soviet school of boxing. And Akhmadaliev typifies not necessarily that, but the aspect of the footwork. He's also a really solidly built guy. You only have to look at photos of him. He's a solid super bantamweight. And we've seen Inoue in recent fights, the Luis Neri fight, the Ramon Cardenas fight, and his last fight. Perhaps he's starting to feel the power up at super bantamweight. This guy who started out at light flyweight, started out in and around that division. And I know that really between those divisions, it's a cheeseburger to keep going up. But these guys now are naturally happier at the weight they're at, whereas Inoue, it feels like he's going up and up and up. I don't like the fact that Inoue is being talked about to face Nick Ball. I'll put that on record. I think that's not a great fight for Inoue, and I think he said featherweight's the furthest he'll go, which I'm glad to hear that. As for Sunday, like I say, if Canelo Crawford wasn't happening, it should really be getting the top selling anyway. Not in terms of the promotion Canelo Crawford's getting, but it should still be being sold as a massive fight. Inoue, though, I think this is toughest test. Akhmadaliev as well. I think another thing to point out this fight, he's a guy who has been calling out Inoue, which is rare to see. I think in the past few years, certainly I think in my opinion, the British fighters who've gone over there, I don't want to insult any of them because they're brave, whatever they do when they step in the ring, but I feel like I've gone over to Japan or wherever they're facing Inoue and sort of fallen into the aura before it's even begun. There's sort of been a mindset of, can I really beat this guy? He is literally the monster. And I think we've seen that in quite a few opponents. And there's also been, and I don't want to be stereotypical, but I think there's sort of Mexican and South and Central American guys who have faced him. have sort of gone in and thought, oh, we can bulldoze him. We can bulldoze him out of the way. We'll weather the storm. And some have come close. Cardenas came close, but eventually they get figured out and worn down and dropped. It's relentless with Inoue. It's relentless pressure. And like I say, I think his boxing brain is massively underrated in Inoue, because the amount of adjustments he's made in fights. Stephen Fulton, we saw him make adjustments in that fight. We saw him make adjustments in the second Donaire fight, where he realised what went wrong in the first fight and got Donaire out of there very quickly. So we've seen those adaptations in that style in the ring, and he's going to have to do that on Sunday, because like I say, Akhmadaliev has a fantastic boxing brain, fantastic footwork, and a fantastic amateur pedigree, and he's solidly built. It'll be interesting to see if, when Inoue lands clean, how Akhmadaliev takes the shot. Because if he takes it well, then that becomes very interesting. Also, this is to become undisputed at that weight, at super bantamweight, which is just feels like a side piece of this. If pushed on a prediction, I'm unsure. I'm really unsure. For me, it's a closer fight than Canelo-Crawford. Controversial, I know, but I think if Crawford beats Canelo, people will still be shocked. That it'll be a fantastic achievement, but I think the general consensus is most people in and around boxing, and even fans, think that will happen. Inoue Akhmadaliev is a genuine 50-50. I think we'll see a lot of questions answered about Inoue. If he beats Akhmadaliev, I mean, he's already an all-time great, but he just cements that status. And long may he continue. He's 32. I don't know how much longer he's got left, but as long as this guy's still fighting, I'll be a happy man. And yeah, it'd be great to see if he could fight Nick Ball. It's not a fight I'm overly keen on, but we shall see. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you like the content of the video, please feel free to check out the rest of the channel. Content on all different range of sports: boxing, athletics, rugby, football, or soccer, whichever you want to label it. And please subscribe. Anything you guys do for myself is greatly appreciated. So thank you in advance, and have a great day, guys. Thank you.